Hello and welcome back to New Hope Dairy Cattle Farm. Let's just go through everything. We've got through to pretty much the end of the day in September. So the rest of the day basically has been spent getting some feed in. So we've mowed the meadow. A little bit patchy the mowing, but we've mowed pretty much a huge portion of this meadow all the way down to that tree line. The reason why it's a bit patchy is that I put a windrower on the back of the tractor and had the mower on the front, and it worked quite well, but I was losing a little bit of concentration trying to control both of the apparatus. Wasn't really that difficult. I got there eventually, and we'll improve on that. In any case, it's meadow. It should hopefully grow back. I didn't really think about that. I don't think I've mowed meadow in 25, but it should grow back. We'll wait and see. Otherwise, we'll have to plant grass. Right. So let's just have a look and see what we got from that. We got into our haystack. Well, just over 260,000 litres of grass, which we are converting to hay. We've got 2,000 litres already, and it was a fairly lengthy operation, I must say. Well, it wasn't that bad because we basically only had to do 2 passes of that area, the mowing and the windrowing, and then the collection of the bales. And I think we've got 14. Yeah, we've got 14 950 litre, 9,500 litre bales of grass in storage, which we'll just keep topping up into our haystack. Our haystack takes 400,000, so we could have got it in there, but I thought it might be pushing it, so we've just left it at that. Well, let's just go and have a look and see if we have enough food in our animals, and then we can go on to the next day and see if there's any more animals that we can buy. We did, in the process of that, buy a new water buffalo. We'll go down and have a look at her quickly. I'll see you once we're down there. Right, here we are. Let's get into the animal dialogue section, and we'll go down to our order buffaloes. And where are they? Oh, that's not what we want to do. We want to go into there. Yeah. So basically, you go into your selling tab to get down to your animals, and that's just the easiest way to actually find out where they are. Right. So we've still only got one female, but we've got one young bull. So we've actually got 2 bulls, 2 water buffalo bulls now. We've got our old boy, and then we've got a young pretender who's going to take a little while before we can breed with him, because he's only 10 months old, so he's got another 2 months before he can breed. But if you look at his stats, overall very good. Oh, that's not the right one, this one here. That's the water buffalo bull. Everything very high. So I was just having a quick look through, and I thought, well, I need to get that before it goes, because they come and go in the market, because they get, well, the market, which is of course the animal dealer. So I thought I'd just buy that and then just let you know, because I wasn't actually recording while we did the routine stuff. I'm going to try and steer away a little bit from the routine stuff and just tell you what I've done. We've seen mowing so many times. In any case, I'll get back to the top, and then we can go for a little sleep and get going on October and see how that goes. Actually, I think before we get to October, there's one other thing that we needed to do. We needed to try and find a place, or try to find a place to house our bulls for winter. And I'm not quite sure whether I can fit them in nicely, but let's have a look and see. Let's have a look and see. I think we might be able to house them around about here somewhere. Right, let me just work that out. I think we'll try and put them up around about here somewhere. You should be able to get it done. Let's have a look. I'm just going to save the game so that if it doesn't work, then we've got a place to return to. Right, you're back with me. So I think we're going to put the bullpen in this area here. I'll just have to do some landscaping, leveling off the land a bit to be able to put something in there. So we'll do that, and we'll do it on a time lapse so you can see me doing it, and then we'll get back to you once we've got the pen in. Back with me now, and there we have our bullpen. Do hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I did have to go in and out and use my save game a little bit here and there. A couple of little things. There's a bit of a gap there, but nothing that our vehicles can't handle. The challenge, of course, is trying to build these on these undulating slopes. So, but I think it will settle in fairly nicely. In any case, we've got a place for our bulls to sleep, and we're just about getting back. I think, well, first of all, you will notice that I did slow down the time, so I need to just change that back, and I think that's where we will actually end this episode. Well, perhaps what we can do is, just before we finish off, we'll just go through and have a look and see if there's any interesting purchases in the, well, from the livestock dealers. See if there's anything we can add to our herd. That did cost us a bit of money to do that. We're down to 192,000, but let's have a look and see. Brown Swiss, that doesn't meet our requirements, neither does that. We're not even going to look at the bulls for now. Holstein, 10 months old, high, good. It's not too bad. It's nothing outstanding at the moment. Holstein bull we're not going to look at either. Angus's we're not doing. Limousins, well, we'll need to just go over to the Limousin area, go and see if we've got anything that will suit there, and then finally we will pop down to the water buffaloes just to check if there is anything there that is worth buying. So we can leave our bulls alone for now. Let's have a look and see what do we got in here. Brown Swiss, we had a look at this. Limousins we're looking at. We need to get a couple more breeding age females so we can start getting a little bit going. But it doesn't look like we've got anything that's... So we're looking at metabolism here, really. Average. Everything's just average. Yeah, nothing worth buying. We'll wait until the next month and go and have a look there. Finally, just before we lose the light, well, let me, just before I forget, change back the time to 3 times. There we go. Just nip one down to the water buffalo quickly. You'll see I did make a bit of a, where these little tufts of grass are is where our Limousin paddock ended, so we have taken a bit of grass off their paddock. Hope that doesn't come back to bite us. Where are we going? We're actually going back up here. But I think what we will do is we will make a few other paddocks around this area. We've got a lot of space here, and then we'll actually mow the paddocks that I just want to make sure that the meadow grass does grow back. Right, are we going to have any more? As I said, we did off camera, we did buy another bull, but we're really looking for some breeding females here. That's what we need. We've just got too many bulls on the farm. So where we get water buffalo, that's all we got at the moment. Looks like that's going to be a slow breeding program, but we will see. We'll see what happens in the next month. Well, I think that's where I'm going to end this little session, which I think was probably called the bullpen session. And then we will get back to you in October for the next month, and we'll see what we can do. We'll hopefully have some cows that are getting pregnant, and we'll be able to see the pregnancy system as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio.